Welcome back to Breakfast League. We're gonna go through lava place because Gorons are dangerous and build mines and volcanoes all the time.
And they have rock nipples.
Yeah. They're always hard.
It's my fucking joke. Stop.
Sorry.
You thief.
Wow, I remember.
It's almost like there's literally fire on the other side of the wood, but it's perfectly fine.
Probably should.
Wow, this game's unrealistic. You know, for the most realistic Zelda game, it's not realistic.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, I get it.
Alright, but you put more weight on it, why does it not stay down?
It just did.
It does. Never mind. I was a fool.
Thank you, Dark Souls.
You're welcome.
Look at that. Look at that jump. My god.
Wait a second. I just did that wrong.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because I went the wrong way. This is a different ladder I was supposed to go up.
Oh, Joseph.
I can't believe I've done this.
You've played Twilight Princess how many times? And you don't know this?
Disappointing.
Huge disappointment. Like, OM Jesus.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
I love
What? Ow! Oh my gosh! Are you saying that you used another item from the previous dungeon in this dungeon?
I know, it's crazy, right?
What the
Are you
hell,
mocking me
man?
now?
Mocking everyone who maxed out. Well, I don't know what Zelda, I don't know if it was just this Zelda game or I think there might have been another Zelda game where like, oh, it's this Zelda game, alright.
I think
Like,
it's
where
either
people
this one or Skyward Sword.
You don't use items from the past dungeons into the future dungeons. When this game in Skyward Sword, that's pretty false. You do.
Well,
Look at
when I
that, he
said
just
that,
used it again.
I was more talking about like the more used less items. Like obviously you're gonna use the boomerang, the bow and arrow, the hook shot, the bombs, like everywhere. Duh.
Like if
Because those are like
You
Zelda
just-
those are
staple
the main
items.
I don't care.
What?
A rupee.
Oh shit!
There's a rupee on the ground. Can I make it? Yes, I can.
What I was more saying is like, once you get the Megaton hammer in like Ocarina of Time, you don't use it that often. Like there are some cases where you will.
That's an alternative weapon, though. I use that shit all the time.
Why? You have the big round sword.
That's a good point.
I'm saying like you don't use the spinner too often after the dungeon.
But you use it more than the other items, though. Like you use it more than the iron chain and ball or the Dominion rod.
Okay, fine. That's more what I'm saying. Like, why don't they use the ball and chain more? Like the more obscure items, like.
Well, I mean,
that the ball and chain, the fucking
what people gotta realize is that like, there's always gonna be an item that you don't always use. So, is that really a necessary problem that you don't use like the spinner or whatnot?
Well, no, I'm just saying it would be cool, like to do
God,
have a certain arsenal at every time. Like, I've strategically planned out these 3 items to be in my item slot, and I'm going to use them a lot. Or I'm going to use these, even obscure items, a lot more.
Yeah.
Of course, my argument is very flawed, so I'll just shut up.
Anyways,
The game's like that.
Zelda games are Gucci in the hood.
If I remember right, this game's
I don't
final
believe-
dungeon literally just throws every single item out the window because you don't even use them.
Unless if you're a,
See, that's what I'm more saying.
unless if you're
I
a,
think it's just the final dungeon though. I think there's like one part where you use like, oh, do you remember that Dominion rod you got in like the 4th dungeon?
Yeah,
Or was that the 4th? No, that was
No.
the 5th. Or 6th.
To
6th
be
dungeon.
fair, I guess the Dominion Rod is like the 3rd to last dungeon technically.
Yeah.
Because Hyrule Castle kind of is a dungeon, it kind of isn't. It
Oh,
has
it's
like
not?
it has like the dungeon mechanics and stuff like that, like the stuff you do in the dungeon, but you don't get any items from it.
Yeah. I didn't. I was talking about Hyrule Castle. I was talking about the Twilight.
Hyrule Castle. What? What about the Twilight Realm?
Spoilers.
8th dungeon.
8th dungeon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know what the 4th is Arbiters, and 5th is Snow Peak, and 6th is Temple Time,
And then
and then the
7th
8th is yeah.
And then 8th is Xanth's realm, the Twilight
Yeah, I don't-
realm.
Yeah, you don't get any items from that either.
You don't. No, you don't. Shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you don't like that level and above. You don't really need the items. Did I just go backwards? Yes,
I guess
did.
that's more of what
LOL.
I'm talking about. Because, like, you get this entire arsenal of items, and you want to use all that, like, because it's kind of like experience in item form. It's like, this is what I've gotten throughout that. Like, Link to the Past does that very well, because you go through Ganon's Tower at the
That's
end
not
of
what I want. Okay, I feel like I was
At the
holding
end of the
left, and then
game.
he like the control stick made him go right. I was definitely holding left there.
I just realized the last item you get in this game is the double hook shot. That makes me
Double claw
sad.
shot.
Or the double claw shot, yeah.
But it's really good. I love it.
Yeah, that makes me sad because it's such a fun item.
Mm-hmm. But you still like the claw shot and hook shot in the games is another item used commonly in the Zelda games. I just think that there's no like that's like it's not a Twilight Princess thing where like oh there's certain items that you don't use that you should be able to use in the future or whatever or more often. That's just an every Zelda game thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because like this game is not like the only game that there's items that you don't use in the.
Oh yeah, like you could name any Zelda game,
For, like,
and
better-
like it's easy to figure out what item you definitely don't use ever. Like, let's take an obscure one. Link Between Worlds, Sandrod. There you go. You never
Yeah,
use
no.
that. You rarely ever use the Sandrod.
Y'all just trying to ignore that the shield is literally optional in Skyward Sword.
Shield's optional in every game. You know how many Zelda players I've seen play the game,
Game runs.
and they rarely use the exactly.
I feel like
And they rarely use the shield unless it's required.
Mm-hmm. And that's when they struggle in the game. Is when they actually have to use the shield because they never use it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sometimes the shield is broken, like it doesn't even matter.
I don't know if I want to make it. 'cause
Wow,
they're
me
fine.
bashing my favorite game of all time? What the fuck?
What? No, why are you? Okay. I was trying to speedrun it because I had like barely any time to get there. Am I not dead?
What?
Oh yeah, because they nerfed the lava damage in this version. Because lava used to like do a bunch of damage to you, and they nerfed it.
Yeah, okay, I guess it's kind of fair, because like sometimes it's...
I'm not gonna worry
Weird to
about using
jump.
potions. Okay, I don't want to out-target you, my friend. I wanted to go through.
L-targeting is a busted mechanic, changed my mind.
In some ways, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, it's good for like one-on-one combat, like say with the
Okay,
like
thanks.
with Zalfos and the Iron Knuckles and stuff like that. When you're one-on-one,
Mm-hmm.
Dark Nuts, that was the other one I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're fighting a horde of enemies, like bats especially, it just gets obnoxious.
Did you just say bats?
Keys,
There you
whatever.
go. There you go. We're in the Zelda universe, boy.
We gotta
I'm
use
sorry,
the proper
Keys.
terminology.
You gotta use the proper pronoun. Or not
Okay.
pronoun, that'd be
There we
noun.
That's great. Oh, you don't roll past that like Indiana Jones. You're not
Yeah,
fucking real.
it's not.
You're not real.
Because it's
You're
going
not-
it's going to the like from the left to the right, and
You're
Indiana
not
Jones
real.
already coming down, and I have to go skirt underneath it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Still, you're not real.
Wow, look at this game.
Wow, I
Rude.
wonder what
Rude.
mechanic you have to implement into the game now. What? It's almost like the iron boots are heavier than your normal boots.
Yeah, but some people,
Oh,
believe it or
and
not,
let's see.
wouldn't think about
What?
they get underwater.
Magnetism. And it's like your boots are made out of iron.
Wow. This is a cool mechanic that is gonna be. See, that's the thing about Zelda games too. There's a lot of like
Whoa.
overhash too, or overuse. Like in this dungeon, after like the last bit amount of the Iron Boot stuff, it did get kind of annoying because it is slow movement and like you're upside down, so the controls are kind of weird. That too.
Oh,
and
that
sound.
part of the dungeon, yeah.
But the Iron Boots is still the best weapon and the best item in the game for the ending.
Absolutely.
Because like, no, I will try to do it.
We'll get to we'll get to that point when we get to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll come over there. I just wanted to get some pots, bro. Oh, I thought the president of the
This guy was always really cool to me because he actually has like volcanoes on him.
Mm-hmm. Or those guys from here.
The hive just smell
Or
it.
God has faith in you. Koramoto. That's gonna be a piece to the big key.
Yeah.
There's 3 pieces, and I just got
Oh, you
one
don't get
of
to
them.
fight him.
Yeah,
Just
I can't
sumo
believe
wrestle the old man.
You just wrestled another old guy.
But that guy had bigger nipples.
Oh shit, you're
Yeah.
right. Only big nip peeps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like, you know, the mayor of the town, he gets big boy mounds as well.
The only thing I ever remember from this dungeon is bow and arrow, wrestling. Like, how many times do you wrestle Gorons in this? Or is it just that one time?
It was that one time, but I mean,
Okay, I remember wrestling them like 3 times, and the wall and the metal bits.
Dead.
I remember there was like 3 elders, but obviously I'm wrong. I thought there was like 3 elders that you. Oh, weird. That you fought,
You're
and it was
making
like,
me really
I don't
mad.
believe in the previous guy that's been my friend for years. Let's fight now.
You're making me really mad, Joseph.
What?
Can I get roots?
Took a few times.
I wanted to get one more rupee just to satisfy my rupee needs. But after closing time, we'll get through this little upside down segment.
Yeah.
Da, da, da.